The case is being presided over by appellate justices Don Gregory and Rishi Prasad along with High Court Judge Brassington Reynolds. On Saturday, the attorneys for applicant Eslyn David and the various respondents presented their oral submission via Zoom conferencing with the judges. Following the hearing, Justice Gregory informed the parties that the court will issue its ruling at 13 hours 30 on Monday. The notice of motion filed by the APNU supporter named Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield, GCOM Chair Retired Justice Claudette Singh, the Guyana Elections Commission, and the Attorney General of Guyana as respondents. On Friday, at the case management hearing, the court granted permission for several political parties, namely the People's Progressive Party Civic and other small parties, to join in the proceedings. During Saturday's proceedings, attorney for David, Trinidadian Senior Counsel John Jeremy, argued that his client is seeking that the court interpret the Constitution and determine whether more votes cast can be considered as more valid votes cast. David is also seeking an order to prevent CEO Keith Lowenfield from complying with the GCOM chair's instruction to submit the final report of the elections pursuant to Article 177(2)(b) of the Constitution and Section 96 of the Representation of the Peoples Act, Chapter 103. In response, however, attorney for PPPC's presidential candidate Dr. Irfan Ali and General Secretary Barrett Jagdeo, Trinidadian Senior Counsel Douglas Mendez, argued that the appeal court has no jurisdiction to hear the case since the question of credibility is best addressed via an elections petition in the High Court. This argument was supported by the smaller parties as well as the chair of GCOM, who, via attorney Kim Kite, urged the court to dismiss the matter forthwith since it is misconceived. Justice Reynolds sought clarifications from Kite on whether the recount order sought to establish credibility, to which she responded in the affirmative, but furthered that it is still a matter for the High Court since the appeal court can only interpret the Constitution and not the recount order. Senior Counsel Mendez told the court that GCOM has considered the APNU-AFC's allegations of anomalies, but pointed out that the Commission has identified that it cannot vest itself the power to investigate and nullify the elections. He added that Lowenfield went beyond his boundaries when he sought to determine the credibility of the elections and revise the figures from the national recount. However, Attorney General Basil Williams presented that the Commission can decide on the credibility of the elections, and based on Lowenfield's report, the elections should be nullified. This contention saw the applicants' lawyers distancing themselves from the AG, who was supporting their argument. Senior Counsel Jeremy clarified that his client is seeking interpretation and not vitiation. Lowenfield's report would have paved the way for the PPPC to be declared the winner of the March 2nd elections and Ali to be sworn in as Guyana's 9th executive president. PPPC secured 15,416 votes, more than its main political rival, the caretaker APNU-AFC coalition. Reporting for the Evening News, Legram Baggert.